All right, hi again. I'm Braven at the Sculpture Studio. And like I said in the message, I sculpt in clay by night, and then I cast my sculptures in concrete by day. And so that's what I'm doing now because it's daytime here in Portland, Oregon, where I'm doing this. And just like yesterday and every day, I start by taking the concrete casts of sculptures that I cast yesterday out of their rubber molds. So yesterday I cast these three and we'll see what they look like. I'm also working on a much bigger sculpture, a cast of one of these. So I'll have three of these when I'm finished. And today I'm going to be just taking another step of pouring wet concrete, fluid concrete inside to kind of solidify it and strengthen it on the inside before I take it out of the mold, which will be tomorrow. So let's just get started popping these concrete sculptures out of the molds. Okay, looks like it's framed nicely. Good. A little bit of a bubble hole on the nose there, but that's fixable. And I think I'll be making another one of these today. Keep that mold here. Let's see how this one looks. Pretty good. I like it. Very few flaws, very little fixing that needs to be done. So I'm going to be making another one of these today too. So let's keep these molds right here. Very nice. I can't really show you this clearly, but it's very thin and strong. This was a good cast. With concrete casting, one of the difficulties of it is making things thin and strong. And one of the easiest, I don't want to say mistakes, but tendencies is to just put too much concrete in and make it flat, make it thick and clunky and too heavy. So I'm always aiming for what I call dinner plate thickness, and I'm getting very close to being able to do it. After 12 years of casting, finally, my technique is becoming satisfying. This is one I cast yesterday. This is the one I just took out. Well, this is one I cast yesterday. This was the day before yesterday. And now I've got 2 of these ready for painting and, well, trimming and smoothing and then painting and then selling at my farmer's market stall. This broke off here, but it's no problem. That's easily fixable. I had a carving teacher who once told me, just carve it back on, meaning smooth, resculpt, and in this case, the flaw is small enough that I can just smooth it off and with sandpaper and maybe a rasp, make a new point just like that one. It'll look good as new without having to add putty or anything like that. So those are ready to go. And here's another one that I cast yesterday. This is the mold for this sculpture here, a Kannon or Kuan Yin, whichever you want to call it. It's just my take on it. And so to make this concrete statue, to make it hollow and not heavy and clunky, I have a 2-piece mold. And the first thing I do is cast a good, rigid, hollow front half. You can see on this rough version how the seam runs right up through the side of the sculpture. And that's these lines here. So I cast the first half, make it taper to a sharp edge here. Then the next day, which is today, I clean off these edges. Maybe put a little lubricant around this seam here. And then what I'm going to do is, today, I'm going to put concrete into this back half of the mold, just like I put it into the front half yesterday. Then I'm going to wait for it to get leather hard so it won't slump or flow. It'll be like soft leather. That'll be about its consistency, and it will stick to the mold even when I turn it upside down in that state. So I will gently turn it upside down while it's still flexible and attach the mold all the way around the seams and just make sure it's locked in place. And then I'll put this half and I'll just leave it overnight. Then tomorrow I'll come in and I'll put wet concrete inside and shake it around to kind of glue the 2 halves together. Then the day after tomorrow, I'll be able to take the whole sculpture out of the mold like this and start working on that seam to minimize it and smooth it over. So, well, why not just put my money where my mouth is and start doing what I was just doing. First step is to clean off this edge of the mold and just try to make it clean and dust free and get rid of any rigid pieces of scrap concrete that are left out that squeeze into the edge of the mold. So I think This is pretty clean already. I'll just give it a little scrape with a soft wooden popsicle stick. Doesn't have to be perfect, but the cleaner the edges, the smaller the seam will be, and the less work I'll have to do later on after the concrete is rock solid and the two halves of the sculpture are stuck together. Good enough. I'm brushing into the sculpture because I don't want to separate the mold from, as much as I can, I want to avoid separating the mold from the sculpture. You can see how a little gap is formed there. Concrete will flow into there and make an imperfection that I have to clean up later. But it's all fixable later. It's just a matter of how much work I can save by doing this neatly now. I'm going to use a blower just to get rid of the dust and particles here. It's ready. Now, to make sure these two halves of the mold sort of click together and lock in place, I'm going to put some vegetable shortening all around here. Don't want to get it on the concrete though, because I want this concrete to stick to this concrete. A little bit won't hurt though. I'm putting shortening on this, on the inside of this mold also, because it'll just make the concrete easier to pull out of the mold later on and reduce wear and tear on the mold over time. once silicone rubber starts to tear, it's pretty strong, but once it starts to tear, it just tears real easily. Okay, so let me just visualize what I'm going to do. I'm going to mix up some cement, not too fluid, but about the consistency of a firm milkshake. Then I'm going to take a brush and push it into every little detail of this part of the mold, this back half of the mold. Get rid of bubbles by pushing with my thumb in here maybe. Then add a little structural strength until it's about 1/4 of an inch thick uniformly all around to the bottom here, and wait for it to get not completely rigid, but about as firm as leather, but still flexible. Then I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to take this and lay this on top of it. Then, with both halves together, I'm going to flip the whole thing over. Yeah, it's important to remember. Okay, but this goes on top of this like a lid because this is rigid, and sort of manhandling it and putting it over like that will not damage it. Okay. Sometimes I forget that and mess things up. Okay, so let's get ready to put concrete in here. This, by the way, is just an old pair of jeans that I filled up with sand. Really useful for holding sculptures in place. It's kind of weird though. Sometimes you just have to do it with your bare hands because that tactile feedback that you get when you feel actually the current state of fluidity of the concrete is valuable. So I'm instead of using tools right now, I'm just using my bare hands. Although it's freezing, I'm losing the feeling in my fingertips. It's a good way to do it. And that's just about it. I'm going to try to keep this fluid so I can use it, this extra concrete, use it for something in a couple of minutes. But I'm going to have to set it aside for now while I perfect and refine this. Okay, I should have another 10 minutes or so for this to still be workable. I'm going to set it aside. And now, just moving. wonder if I put a little concrete around here, I might be able to get it to seal the sculpture shut. Let's give it a try. Okay, put this on top. Flip it. Okay. All right, now that'll hold till tomorrow. I think I'll leave it lying down just for a little while, like for half an hour, just till it settles. Okay. Now, tool cleanup time. Here's another I cast yesterday. I haven't taken this out of the mold yet, so let's do it now. Oops, I just broke it. Look at that. Probably fixable, but let's not break it anymore as I take it out. I think I know why. I left it outdoors overnight. Oh, you know, that might be a stone or something that was embedded in the concrete. Where'd it go? Oh, here. What is that black thing? Looks like a piece of carbon or something like that. Anyway, this should go on here. Let's see how it fits. Well, you know what? The best thing to do with this is going to be just to wait for it to solidify and cure, and then put a little patch of epoxy putty on here, and it'll be stronger than the original concrete. So I'm not going to throw this away. I'm going to keep it, and it'll be fine. I'll probably sell it next month or so at my farmer's market. So that's it. This is another one from the same mold that I took out yesterday. All right, so that was the demolding, taking the concrete sculptures out of their molds, and that's all I'm going to do for now. I'm going to cut off the video because I need to go and warm my fingertips. I can't feel anything in my fingers, so I will cut off the video for now, and I'll start another one probably in an hour or so. So